Dear students, are you struggling to achieve your desired and required score in IELTS speaking test? If so, please watch the video of one of my students who has recently scored 7.5 in IELTS speaking test. And please watch the feedback at the end of the session. Be noted, this is a sample mock test video which was administered before she got 7.5 in the actual test. Welcome to the speaking section of International English Language Testing System, IELTS. My name is Omer and I'll be your examiner for this part of the test. So dear candidate, for your kind information, speaking has three parts. Part 1, that is introduction and interview round, which goes around 4 to 5 minutes. Next one is topic cards, which is also known as individual long term, which goes around 2 to 3 minutes. And part 3 is a discussion round, which goes around 4 to 5 minutes. So total time for a speaking test is approximately 11 to 40 minutes. So dear candidate, in your speaking section, the speaking test, you have to try to demonstrate confidence and clarity in 4 different assessment criteria: lexical resources, grammatical range and accuracy, pronunciation, fluency, and coherence. Okay? Do you understand? Yeah. Now, be fluent with rare repetition or self-correction. Any hesitation that occurs is used only to prepare the content of the next utterance, not to find word or grammar. Speech is situationally appropriate and cohesive features are fully acceptable. Topic development is fully coherent and appropriately extended. So these are the criteria under fluency and coherence. Within lexical resources, fluent with flexible use of, what is the criteria within lexical resources? Total flexibility with and precision. Okay? And sustained use of idiomatic language is implemented throughout your speaking test. Okay? And within grammatical range and accuracy, structures are precise and accurate at all times apart from the mistakes characteristics of native speakers' speech. Within pronunciation, if the candidate uses full range of features of phonological features to convey precise and subtle meaning, and flexible use of connected speech is sustained throughout your speaking test and can be, if your speech is effortlessly understood, and accent will have minimal effect on your intelligibility. So I expect that you will demonstrate your confidence and clarity in terms of 6 facts of English, beginning from individual sounds, word stress, sentence stress, intonation pattern, connected speech, and last but not the least, rhythm, pitch, and smoothness of your speech. Okay? Now, without delay, may I ask you questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So, may I have your identification, please?
Yeah, so my name is Meghna Maharjan, and I'm currently working as a software engineer in an IT company, and I've recently completed my bachelor's.
Okay. I would be grateful if you could louder.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Once more.
Okay.
May I have your identification, please?
Yeah, my name is Meghna Maharjan. I'm currently working as a software engineer in an IT company, and I've recently completed my bachelor's degree.
Okay, so Meghna, now first and foremost, I want to ask you questions from sports centers. That's the topic, okay?
Okay.
Now, are there a lot of sports centers where you live?
Not to be precise, well, we do not have, our country do not actually prefer so much sports, so we do not have a lot of sports center. But we do have a ground, which is a national ground, and we do have national games over there. And we do have small parks where we can exercise, but I don't see a particularly game-driven place where we can actually play any game.
Okay, so is it important to have sports centers near where people live?
Yeah, of course. I think it's very important because sports is also something that teaches you a lot. It teaches you to be patient and to have a sportsman's spirit. I think that's a greatest learning in life everyone should have. And yeah, there should be a lot of sports center because children have a lot of energy in themselves, and they can utilize those energy over a good thing or a sport. I think that would be great.
Yes. So are most people in your country more interested in sports now than compared to the past?
Well, this answer would be a little bit confusing because I think people of my country have always loved sports. They've always been into sports, but the only fact is that we are not privileged as a country. We're not privileged enough to have certain sports, certain things that we need to, certain equipment, I'd say, to play the sports. So I think we've always been into sports. We are still into sports. But yeah, now it's more prevalent and we can more see the rise of the sports sector, because as a country we are also growing. So I think that is creating a good impact.
What sort of hotels? Now I'm asking you a question on topic hotels.
Yeah.
Do you often stay in hotels?
Not that often because I live here. I was born and raised here, so I have my own house. I live with my parents, so we do not live in hotels as often as I would like to. But yeah, we do sometimes go when I'm traveling in Pokhara, which is the tourist place of our country. So yeah.
So does your country have a lot of big hotels?
Yeah, of course, because we are a tourism country. Most of our revenue is generated through tourism. We are a culturally enriched country as a country. So there are a lot of tourists every year coming, and there are a lot of hotels with fantastic exterior and interior, I'd say, with a great hospitality.
Now, so my question here will be for topic cards.
Yeah.
Individual answer. Okay, so your topic card is talk about someone who takes good photos, who he or she is, what she takes photos of, what she does with his her photos, and explain why you think he or she is good at as a photographer.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah.
Just didn't get it.
The question is here. This is the topic card, part 2, speaking test. Now, dear candidate, this is a paper for you and pencil. When I say start taking notes, immediately you have to start taking notes. When I say stop it, immediately you have to stop it. When I say start speaking, immediately you have to start speaking. Okay? Now, start taking notes. So, dear candidate Meghna, your time is over. Please start speaking.
So someone who really takes good photo would be my friend Pratiksha Shrestha. So she's a very good photographer, I believe. And so she's my friend. So yeah, we have been friends for like more than 5 years, and she's a very good, and she's really keen into photography. So she generally takes photos of nature when I'm not with her, but when I'm with her, I kind of force her to take my pictures because I'm really camera person. I really like to be in the spotlight. So I really tell him to like take my picture, not the environments or not the natures. So that's I kind of force her. I kind of feel guilty, but yeah, we're just friends, so everything's works around. So I think she takes good, and she takes whenever we are traveling, she takes pictures and she kind of converts into collages and puts a good music. So I think she really edits good pictures for TikTok and Instagrammable pictures she has. So most of my Instagram pictures are from her. So she's really good with that. Well, she also she's really into photography, so she really is detail oriented. She really knows the graph, being in the perfect picture. She knows like what proportion of the pictures are great for Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts. So yeah, I generally prefer her to photography, and yeah, we do take a lot of pictures on that.
Okay. Now, so Meghna, now I want to ask you questions to some extent related to topic card in part 2. You were talking about photography.
Yeah.
Okay? Now in part 3, my question is, what kinds of photos do most people like to keep or send to other people?
Oh, I think the very straightforward answer would be any picture that they are looking good. In a group, we would rather delete the picture that we are not looking good on and keeping the best pictures of ourselves. So I think that's a good memory. Some people also prefer keeping their ugly side just for the memory, just to annoy friends, I'd say. Mostly friends would do that. So just have crazy pictures or really memorable, good, perfect Instagrammable pictures would people prefer to keep with themselves.
Great. Now, do you think that people should take lessons to learn how to take professional photos?
Yeah, I definitely think. I think clicking pictures is not a piece of cake for everyone, and since today's world is all about Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, it's all about the platforms. So having a good picture is like having your good profile. You're like presenting yourself to the world in your best version. So for that, I think photography skill is like cooking or cleaning. It's like a necessity skill, a very important skill, and I think everyone should learn it just for themselves, just to put their best side.
Okay. So questions will be now related to media and photography. What are some of the differences between a written news story and news story with photos?
So in written news story, I generally consider it to be newspaper-based or magazine-based. But it would be generally newspaper-based or magazine-based, and talking about the pictures that, news that has photos. That would generally be in Facebook and Instagram, more of this internet stuff. So the main difference is people would remember what they've learned if it's in a pictorial form. There's a research done that if a person has a pictorial memory, they can remember good, or they can remember properly than a normal person. So I think that would really implement how we would take the information and we'd take it through and we'd pass on to other people. Reading something we do and we just forget it throughout the day. We don't remember what we did. But if we see it in picture, I think it stays along for a long time in the memory.
Wow, what a drop-dead gorgeous, ravishingly drop-dead gorgeous performance. Wonderful. Dear students, now let me talk about feedback on Meghna's presentation. First and foremost, she is fluent with rare repetition and self-correction. Besides that, she has not demonstrated any kind of hesitation throughout her speaking test. That is point to be noted. Next to that, structures are precise and accurate most of the times during her speech. On top of that, Meghna's presentation is logical in the sense that her topic development is appropriately coherent and fully acceptable. So, dear students, if you are also interested to take part in the similar mock test for a speaking section, please feel free to get in touch through the link below. And we will be uploading such informative videos even in the days to come. I hope you liked this video, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.